Despite speculation, Microsoft will reportedly launch this year's Call of Duty on Xbox Game Pass. Microsoft reportedly planning to launch this year's Call of Duty on its Game Pass subscription, according to the Wall Street Journal. This follows reports in previous weeks indicating Microsoft and Xbox were mulling over whether or not to launch the next iteration of the franchise on Game Pass out of fear it might hurt sales. After acquiring Activision Blizzard for a colossal $69 billion last year, fans and analysts have speculated about how Microsoft will handle the Call of Duty franchise moving forward. It will obviously be a big draw for Xbox Game Pass, pulling in new subscribers, but most every year, the new Call of Duty is the best selling game of the year, save for last year, where Hogwarts Legacy took that crown, and a Game Pass launch could affect those sales numbers. However, this new report from the Wall Street Journal seemingly clears the air around that topic. Microsoft plans a major shakeup of its video game sales strategy by releasing the coming installment of Call of Duty to its subscription service, instead of the long-time lucrative approach of only selling it a la carte, the story reads. Of course, things could change, so we'll see what happens. It's likely we'll be learning what the next Call of Duty game is next month as part of the gaming showcase summer that includes Summer Games Fest, Ubisoft Forward, and Xbox Game Showcase, followed by a secret direct that is probably focused on Call of Duty. What setting do you hope the next Call of Duty takes place in? Let us know in the comments below. So let's look at some comments. So Lonson goes, I'm sure we'll find out for sure during the secret showcase in June. Jay Lee goes, the only change gamers will see with Xbox owning Call of Duty is it will now be in Game Pass, in addition to all the places it's been previously, and possibly on Nintendo. Zangmaster goes, I think the hope is that everyone normally says it will buy Game Pass. Could totally work. I wonder if that will net them more money long term than sales on Xbox and PC. Personally, I'm not into it, and the last one I bought was Modern Warfare on the PS3. Well, yeah, PS3. LOL. So, what do you think the next Call of Duty game is going to be?
If I recall correctly, there's been like not speculation. There's been reports that I talked to other gamers about online. They say that it's uh it's going to be like another Black Ops game this year. If not this year, next year. And if it's this year, it's going to be based on Vietnam again. If not, um, the Gulf War. Actually, that's what I hear too.
Okay.
So for the next couple of Call of Duty, it's going to be either another Black Ops game and or a Gulf War based game. And I can't. I'd be interested to see how they're going to do with Gulf War. You know, I'd
Yeah.
be interested to see that something like that. They haven't
Yeah.
covered that for the last 20 years almost. So they're over 20 years now. So
Right.
personally, myself, obviously we know that Activision was bought by Microsoft, aka Xbox and all, and they are trying to take advantage of this. So I hear that also there's statements going around saying that they're gonna put all the previous Call of Duty games onto the Game Pass as well. That too. That's just more speculation than it is of a statement. So and you hear from people. My friend for 14 years now told me this stuff in recent times, so it's kind of like he did his own research too. So it's kind of weird that you know what's it called? Call of Duty games are coming to the Game Pass and all because you know Sony themselves got 10 years left for their own Call of Duty outlet. For their own Call of Duty games on their outlet. So what's going to Sony do within the next 10 years to reprice themselves for another franchise or IP to overcome that this matter? So it's going to be iffy for after 10 years from now, for Sony.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, Game Pass is, you know, they're struggling with Game Pass. That's why they started moving it to other platforms. Um, and it looked like Xbox was dead, and Game Pass was the only thing that was going to be moving on. Um, but I mean, like I said, it's going to hurt sales. This isn't the first time. There have been times in the past where games that were added to Game Pass had hurt sales because people were like, "Why buy the game if I could just buy a Game Pass subscription or get a free Game Pass subscription?"
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah. So, I mean, Call of Duty in the Gulf that would be cool. Um, but I just don't agree with putting it on Game Pass right away. I mean, you spent 69 billion. You got to make that money back somehow. Game Pass, even with the other titles, is not going to make it back. Uh, that's really all I have to say.
So yeah, we talked about the earlier.
We
This
did
happened.
talk about it earlier. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's gonna be weird for 10 years from now. It's gonna be something's gonna come up where Sony got to bypass that competition, for them to dominate again. Because at one point, PlayStation, they lost the war. They not the war. They lost the battle on the Gen 7 consoles between their PS3 and Microsoft's Xbox 360, and then all of a sudden they won Gen 8, which is their PS4 and Microsoft's Xbox One. So we're gonna see by the next generation of gaming how Sony's gonna overcome this leap of faith, if you want to call it like that. So it's see what they're gonna do. They're gonna be like Shane O'Mac, Shane Man doing the leap of faith on the Big Show and Backlash 2001, or are they gonna just play it smartly and just tiptoe around the matter?
yeah, they're not really playing it smartly. So I have to say that. Yeah, so but I guess we'll see how things go. With the first, since this is going to be the first Call of Duty, whatever it is, released on Game Pass on day one.
Or previous other games like the Modern
Yeah,
Warfare 1, 2, and 3 from 10 years ago.
right,
Or even Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2, or hell, even World at War, if ever.
right.
I played all those games, so played the campaigns and all, and they're good. They're very consistent with what they do. Activision, Blizzard, Treyarch. Um, what's the other companies that are behind making Call of Duty games? Sledgehammer. So
Yep. So, I mean, this next one's coming out in November. We're probably going to find out next month sometime with all the gaming conventions coming up, or showcases rather coming up.
yep, and Microsoft's Xbox's showcase coming up June 9th, I believe.
Yeah, we got Summer Games Fest. They got a Ubisoft showcase. They got a Secret showcase. So
Nintendo got their own showcase as well.
yeah, so we'll definitely find out probably around the summer uh, where this game's going to take place, what time frame, what decade.
Oh yeah, definitely.